Bye.
Hi, Eugene. Hi, all. I have logged in now.
Hi, Andre. All right.
Hello, I'm
everyone.
Nakoina again.
Hi, everyone.
Can I hear
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Hinako, I can hear you well.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so maybe we do a audio test for the 6 persons who are going to do the panelists later. And if there are others in the meeting, maybe you just hang around. We will start about 15 minutes from now. Okay, so Hinako, I hear you well and I can see your video on screen. Perfect.
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, maybe Stephanie or Jason, whoever's ready, you can just do a quick test link.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, Stephanie, I can hear you well and your video is fine.
Can you hear me too?
Yes, Jason, you can hear you well and your
Nice.
video is fine. Perfect. Okay. Mr. Itsuki, are you around? Is that just now I saw him appear? I'm not certain. Mr. Itsuki, are you around?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. You can
Uh-huh.
maybe you can say something and we okay, perfect. Now we can see you. Could you
Okay.
just say a few words so that we can test your audio?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we have from Japan and Hong Kong. Still waiting for our friends from Kazakhstan. Maybe there's 4 of you who are present. Do you all have any questions for latest webinar? Do you have any questions that you want to clarify?
Yeah, I hope so.
So
No, I think all good for me.
okay, that's great. So what's going to happen is I will just run through a quick introduction after when maybe at 9 o'clock. You can prepare something to introduce yourself to everyone else that's in the meeting. And after that, I will just run through the questions. So the first part about your personal journey and background, these are your own answers. So you guys can come up with your own replies. No need to overlap. But moving on to section 2 and 3, these are where there might be some overlap from all of us. So let's say if, for example, Jason starts speaking and the next person that speaks, or I invite the next person to speak, if there are overlapping replies, you can just add on. Don't need to reply to repeat what Jason has already spoken. Okay? Yeah. All right. The rest of participants who are early, maybe I just get you to mute first so that we can have a good environment for our athletes who are going to be presenting themselves to us. All right. So athletes, thank you for your time. You can just hang around a bit more. We will start accepting people to join in. All right. So if you have questions, I will be here to answer them. We will start at 9:05 p.m. GMT +8. Okay, so athletes, thank you. I will check in with the Kazakhs if they are present. Thank you. Sondre, if you are there, could you just help to accept all members who are in the waiting room?
Yes, I'm doing that, and I will when we start the webinar, I will do a quick introduction, and then I'll hand it over to you.
Perfect. Could I trouble you to also do a recording? Is it recorded already?
It's already recording, and I will trim it down when the webinar is over.
Sure. If you don't mind, you can send me the link after that, and then I will try to publish it somewhere, maybe on YouTube or something like that.
Yeah, great.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Andre. Our friends from Kazakhstan, are you present? I have one. I don't really see you, but it's TY. I hope it's not from Kazakhstan. If you are, maybe you can just unmute and introduce yourself. Mr. Dimitri and Miss Asim. Not yet? Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Dimitri. Good to see you. Hello, Mr. Dimitri.
Hello.
Hi. Good to see you.
Hello.
Hi. We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Hello, how are you?
Hi, Mr. Dimitri. If you are driving, please be safe.
Hello.
Yes,
Hi.
Mr. Dimitri, we can hear you. I also see Miss Asim.
Hello.
Sorry if I did not get your name right. Are you there?
Hello,
Perfect.
I'm here.
Perfect. The link is working now. Can you hear us? Can you hear me well? Our friends from Kazakhstan, I understand if you have issues with the camera, maybe you can just turn off the video. It will help with the link. So if there's a freeze in the video, you can just off the camera buttons to help you get a more stable connection. Yeah. All right. Sorry. How do I pronounce your name? Asim or Asim? Sorry.
On English, Asem.
Asem. Okay.
On Kazakh, on Russian, Asem.
Okay, Asem. All right. Asem, do you have any questions for the latest part? Do you have any questions you need to clarify?
Sorry, repeat please.
Do you have any questions that you need to clarify for the presentation later?
No, I don't have any
Okay.
questions.
Okay. We will start in about 7 minutes. So you can just rest a bit. If you have questions, feel free to ask later. Yeah. Nice to have you today.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Dimitri. Can you hear us?
で伝えました。会談の詳しい内容はこれまでのところ伝えていません。両首脳の電話会談が中国側から公表されるのは、トランプ大統領の2期目に入って以降初めてです。
では。
Okay, I think it's time to start. I hope that you can hear me loud and clear. It's my privilege to welcome you to this IOF Global Development webinar. And I'll share my screen again with you. 2 seconds. My name is Sondre Gullor. I work as Secretary General of the International Orienteering Federation. And first of all here, I would like to send a special thank you to Eugene for preparing this webinar that we will have today. I will just share a few lines of information from the International Orienteering Federation. But before doing that, I recommend those of you who are present in the webinar today to mute yourself when you are not speaking, so that we can hear everyone that is speaking loud and clear. Thank you for that. So, in the top menu of our webpage, orienteering.sport, you can find a menu with a lot of interesting content for knowledge building and also opportunities to meet with other orienteers globally. And I strongly recommend you to visit our webpage and check the different subheadings here and the content that you can find on different subpages. One initiative that we will have this summer together with the largest orienteering event in the world, O-ringen, is the O-ringen Academy. And I just want to highlight this and also mention that we have application deadlines upcoming now later in June. Applications have now opened for this opportunity to take part in O-ringen Academy. It takes place in Sweden in the end of July this year, in conjunction with, as I mentioned, the world's largest orienteering event, O-ringen. O-ringen Academy is primarily intended for participants from new and developing orienteering countries. And the application deadline for participation is June 10th. And you can also apply for a scholarship from the International Orienteering Federation, which will cover parts of your expenses to participate. And applications for scholarships must be submitted by June 15th. So if this is interesting for you, visit our webpage, click in the top menu on Learn and Meet, and then you click in the right bar on O-ringen Academy, and you can read more about it and find both the bulletin and the application templates. So take note of the deadlines, and I hope that some of you will consider applying for attending this academy this year. Then I will hand it over to Eugene, and I'm looking forward to a very interesting webinar today, focusing on our Asian athletes and how they take steps to develop their career with orienteering. Over to you, Eugene.
All right. Thank you, Sondre, for the nice introduction to the meeting. You guys can hear me well. First and foremost, a big thank you to the 6 panelists who are participating in today's webinar. I will introduce them shortly. I will just add on to what Sondre has shared and allow me to start the webinar by stating clearly why are we going into this. All right, so we have 3 objectives today. Number 1 is we want to increase the visibility of our Asian athletes to the global community. All right, today we have athletes from Japan, Hong Kong, and also from Kazakhstan. Okay, so this is a good chance for these athletes to share their training plans so that other athletes who are in this meeting, they can be inspired by them. And also for these athletes who are in the panelists to share their goals or even in a bad way, their worries going towards the World Championships that is coming up in the next few weeks. All right. The last item here is also to inspire more Asian athletes to pursue orienteering. Okay, so I'm very glad that we have friends from Kazakhstan that are participating today, so we can hear more about them, especially more so if Kazakhstan is also trying to host the Asian Junior and Youth Championships in 2027. Okay, so those are very great opportunities to learn and also to network from one another. Okay, so I will introduce the panelists from Japan. We start with Mr. Itsuki Ito. Okay, Mr. Itsuki, don't mind if you can just unmute and say hi.
Hi.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and also from Japan, Miss Hinage.
Hello, everyone.
All right, moving on to Hong Kong, we have Mr. Jason Wong.
Hi.
Okay, and Miss Stephanie Chu. Stephanie.
Hi.
All right.
Nice to meet you all.
Thank you. And then into Central Asia, we have Mr. Dimitri. Dimitri, are you still driving?
Hi.
I hope. Okay. I hope you are safe. Please be safe on the road. Okay. And Miss Asim, also from Kazakhstan. Miss Asim, if you can unmute and introduce yourself.
Hello.
All right, that's great. Okay, so these athletes are not new to us. Okay, they probably have been on the podium for a fair bit of time. Okay, so we want to hear the secret sauce behind their victories, and also maybe to hear a bit more about why are they in this sport in the first place. Hopefully, we can get a bit more inspired at the end of this webinar. Okay, so how this webinar will be structured, it will be in a candid and informal way. So what's going to happen is I will be the moderator. I will provide some questions, leading questions for the panelists to answer. Okay, and they will provide their responses accordingly. We will leave all the question and answers to the back of the webinar. Okay, so other than the panelists, if you are not called upon, I will invite you to put yourself on mute. Okay, you can also use the chat box to pose a question, and then I will help to sieve out the questions to ask the panelists at the end of the webinar. All right, so I will introduce myself. My name is Eugene. I'm the Secretary General of the Asian Orienteering Association, and that's how me and Sondre have discussed this webinar, and we're putting this together to really get more people to pursue orienteering. Okay, so let's start. We start with the first section, which is really about personal journey and background. Okay, so I will ask the first question, and to the panelists, whoever that is ready, you can provide a response. Okay, if you don't mind, we will start from the order that was called upon earlier. So Mr. Itsuke, then Miss Hinako, Mr. Jason, Miss Stephanie, Mr. Dimitri, and Miss Asim. Okay, this is the first section. All right, this is about personal journey and the background. Okay, so three questions. First two questions will be, can the panelists share with us how did you first get into orienteering? And the second question is, what's your most memorable orienteering experience so far? Okay, so the first two questions is provided. I will type it in the chat box. I will invite Mr. Izuki. If you can provide your response to the first two questions.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. My first orienteering is when I was a college student. There's a orienteering club, so I belong to orienteering club. So this is the first time to do orienteering. And my most memorable orienteering experience is Jaywalk 2016. I participated in as a competitor. Yeah, it was very nice. Yeah, and there's a Joy Hazon and Shimon Abaso, Swiss top orienteer, is competitor at the same, so they won some race. So this was very excited and good, impressive for me. So it was a memorable experience for me.
Nice. So it was a fanboy moment for you to take photos with the two of them, I suppose.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, Jaywalk. Okay, thank you, Mr. Itsuki. Moving on to Miss Hinako. If you don't mind, can you share with us your response, please?
Sure. My answer may be similar to Itsuki because we are same country. I started orienteering because my university had a team, like many Japanese people. It wasn't an official team, and members have different skills level, but that's where it all began. And my most memorable experience was in Jaywalk 2030. It's the first time for me, and I learning with the top countries in the relay. It made feel I really wanted to compete seriously and go further on the world stages. That's why I choose the race.
Right. So it seems like Jaywalk is a common starting place for Japanese to go competitive.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's great. Next, moving on to Hong Kong. Jason, would you mind to give your response, please?
Yes. So I first get into orienteering when I was small, around maybe 8 or 9. At that time, I was like trying out different sports, and then I realized orienteering was fun, and then I got some friends to go to trips together. So and then I was hooked into it, and then it stays along for the rest of my life. So I think the most memorable orienteering experience, I don't have a particular one, but I think I was like the more memorable ones are usually those where I made very few mistakes, or actually a perfect race, or maybe some great terrains and great sceneries. So I think those are the more memorable ones for me.
Nice. Maybe you could you maybe give some insight of what is are you more of a sprint person, or are you more of a middle forest kind of person?
Yeah,
Please.
so I enjoy forest orienteering more than sprint orienteering, but the result says maybe I'm better at sprint.
Okay. Thank you, Jason. Stephanie, if you don't mind, you could give some responses for the first two questions.
Yeah, so hi. So how I got into orienteering is because of my dad, who tried it like years way back, and we just started having like orienteering trips and orienteering competitions every weekend as like some kind of family trip or something to do together. And then I just kept doing it like since then. So for my most memorable orienteering experience, I think it's the Yukula that we had a full Hong Kong team joining last year, because it's quite seldom to have like this kind of relay competition in like Hong Kong. And especially it's such a big team that we have to experience like the whole night together, like waiting for our teammates to be back and getting ready. Also, like the atmosphere is really good and festive. So yeah, that's my best orienteering experience.
Oh, nice. So will you be part of the team to Yukola this year?
Unfortunately, no, because it's too close to the big championships, but hopefully in the near future, I'll join again.
Perfect. Sounds very exciting to be part of Yukola. All right. Thank you, Stephanie. It's a good history that you have for family of orienteerists. Nice. Seems like Jason and Stephanie, both of you started quite young. So maybe if you don't mind, could you also share like how old are you all now and how many years have you been doing orienteering since you mentioned both of you mentioned that you started like I assume 10 years old, something like that.
So
So-
I'm 24 now, so around maybe 15, 16 years.
Wow, that's a long history. What about you, Stephanie? How many years?
I think I started at like 8 or 9, and I'm 22 now. Yeah,
Wow.
so about the
Nice.
same time as Jason.
Nice. Okay, so maybe that's the first secret recipe, starting young. Okay, let's go on to our friends from Central Asia. Dimitri, if you don't mind, you could give some responses to the first two questions. It would be good to hear from you on how you first got into orienteering and what is your most memorable experience so far.
Hello.
Yes.
I beginning to start volunteering sport in 11 years old. My first time start medicine sport in Borobay. Very big sport. And I studied military sport class. And I was involved in 5 sports. And one sport orienteering.
Okay. If I hear you right, you said that you started playing different sports and you selected one sport, which is orienteering. Something like that? Did I hear you correctly?
Sorry?
You were saying that you first got into orienteering by playing different sports and you selected orienteering after you played all 5 sports. Is that right?
Yeah, yes. Uh, 5 sports in my class.
Okay.
Necessarily.
Okay.
And orienteering.
Sorry, and maybe you can share with us what's your most memorable experience so far in orienteering?
Sorry, you can questions repeat?
I asked, what's your most memorable experience in orienteering so far for you?
The most memorable as all the long distance in winter orienteering.
Okay. Could you describe to us the long distance in winter that you did?
Yes. All long.
Okay. So Dimitri, are you mainly in a ski O I assume.
Yes, yes. Tea and food painting.
I see. Okay. So the long that you just did, is it recent or many years back? Very recently?
Mm, oh, every year.
Okay. Okay. That's great. Maybe you could type in the comment box. Maybe if you don't mind, you just provide a bit more details of that long distance race that you just described, so that the audience can understand what's your most memorable experience. So if it's a long distance race that you participated, maybe what's into that you described. For example, you get 100% correct, or you made some mistakes, or you saw some beautiful scenery, like what Jason has mentioned in his response. Any things to add on to that?
Um, a long distance, 35 kilometers. Um, yeah, every year for children trip.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, no worries. If you need, you can speak in Kazakh. I think Bolat is here. Bolat can help to translate. Yes, Bolat, are you around?
Yeah,
Perfect. If you
I
don't
see.
mind, can I just get you to help with
Yeah.
some translation if needed, so that our friends can hear the questions better?
Okay, I help them.
Yeah,
Please.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, perfect. Okay, we move on to we just be mindful of time, so we move on to the next panelist, Asim. Asim, maybe you could share with us, how did you first get into orienteering, and what's your most memorable experience so far?
Hello. I have many. Sorry, one question. I got into orienteering when I was 10 years old. I did my first step in ski orienteering. It was a local competition, and after my race, I like orienteering. But before orienteering, I did ski, cross-country ski. Because I born and live North Kazakhstan region, and we have many many snows outside, and I like ski orienteering and foot orienteering. And my memorable experience was in 2012. It was my first Asian championship in China. Yes, but I ran there so bad. But I felt so happy because it was my first international competition.
Nice. Did you make many friends from that competition in 2012?
No, because I was young, and I want only give many positive emotion, and I can't to speak English.
Nice, nice. I think you're speaking English well today, so things have changed for you in the last few years.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. I think it's great to hear your experiences so far. Maybe we could hear from you also. How old are you now? Since you said you started orienteering at 10.
And now I am 29 years old, and I started did orienteering when I was 10 years. old.
Okay, so it's
During my year.
it's great. Are you more of a ski orienteer or do you do more foot orienteering?
To be honest, I like ski orienteering and foot. I was member World Ski Championship, World Universiad, and also I have one experience foot orienteering. It was in Latvia. I like orienteering.
Nice, great.
I try to run foot orienteering and ski orienteering.
Great to hear that from you. I think it's good that you are doing more of ski orienteering. I also will share with the global community or Asian community here. We are in the plans for the Asian Ski Orienteering Championships. So we will look forward to having a team from Kazakhstan in those championships. And we also have in the comments box from our president, Mr. Shin. Japan will be hosting the World Ski Orienteering Championships in 2026. So those will be exciting time for all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Asim. Thanks for sharing your insights. So once again, so far there's already 3 responses of starting young. I think those are good and proven answers. All right, thank you for the first bit of section of questions. The next 3 questions are in the chat box already. So I asked them as a whole so we can provide a response accordingly. So the next part is what keeps you motivated to train and compete at the elite level? Those are for the 6 of you. And another question is about how do you balance your training in orienteering with other aspects of your life, whether it be school, work, or family life. And lastly, for the next section is, were there any moments, very key moments that shape your athlete life in orienteering? So if it's jaywalk, what aspect of that jaywalk moment for yourself? If it's going long distances or getting lost in forests, what aspect of it was it for you? Okay, so we open to the floor. Any of the 6 of you would like to give some comments of what keeps you motivated to train and how do you balance your orienteering life? Yeah, anyone wants to go first? Else I will start to assign someone. Okay, maybe we ask Jason, since he's staring he's first on my screen now. I will ask him to speak first.
Yes, I can go first.
Thank you, Jason.
So what keeps me motivated? I think the first thing is that I like orienteering a lot. So I like to go to the nature and travel and have friends together. And I think just because orienteering is so much fun in this process, so it keeps me motivated. And then for the part that makes me motivated to train and get competitive, I think it's like I enjoy having some improvement and progress throughout the training and competitions. And also, for example, like trying to get the perfect race, trying to minimize the mistakes. It's also what I'm very keen to improve. So I think that's why I'm very motivated to train and compete. And then for balancing orienteering with other aspects, so I'm currently a university student studying in London. I think it's sometimes quite difficult to balance as well, to have a lot of training, and especially during semester when it gets busy in academics. So I think the most important thing is to be sure of what's my main priority. So for the last few years, I've been putting orienteering training and competing as my first priority. So I think most of the time I would like try to make all my decisions based on how to get better at orienteering. But of course, some of the times, for example, when there are exams or deadlines, I might have to like, for example, skipping a weekend of competitions to have more time to study and to train and recover as well. And for the key moments that shaped my career, so it was quite similar to the Japanese athletes. It's my first J-walk as well. So at that time I was I have already participated in like a few Asian junior champs, so that it was I was lucky that it was quite easy to get into the medal positions at that time. But and then when I first get into J-walk, I realized the world is so big and I was just so far from the competition. So that makes me very motivated to try to figure out why am I so far from the competition and how to improve. So that was one of the key moments. And then maybe the next key moment was moving to London to study at my university, so I could get a lot more experience in Europe and get into a lot more competitive competitions so that I could try to get closer and closer and then to climb higher and improve.
Okay. Which part of London are you in? And are there any, what's your next major championships for yourself?
So in London there was not a lot of I would say there was not a lot of good competitions or good terrains, but the good thing it's in the UK and it's near Europe, so it's really easy to get to some high quality terrains and competitions. So for me, I'm staying in kind of central London, so there was mostly cities and like urban parks, which is maybe somehow good for sprint orienteering, but not very nice terrains for forest orienteering. So usually most of the time I would travel a bit further to, for example, Lake District or Scotland for some better terrains and higher quality competitions.
Right. Thank you, Jason. It's a good insight. So last question for you is, will you consider yourself a perfectionist? Because you mentioned that you really enjoy the progression. So what's your aim if you are talking about progression? Is there an aim for yourself?
Yeah, it's changing like throughout the past year. So I think one of my goals or dreams would be to be competitive at the World Champs or World Cup, so that I could, like currently, I think my level is still quite far from competing in the World Champs and World Cup, but I think I'm getting closer and closer every year. And then I think it would be great to, like, for example, be in the top half of the World Champs or the World Cup, which would be, yeah, my goal or my dream.
All right. All the best in that. We will hear again from you about your training routines a bit later. Thanks, Jason. Next, may I invite, say, maybe Miss Hinako? I think you are currently not in Japan, if I'm not wrong. Maybe that will be a good response from you, how you balance orienteering with other aspects of your life, and also what keeps you motivated to train. Yeah.
Okay. How to keep my motivate? I always try to keep my big goal in my mind and clearly see the gap between where I am and where I want to be. And for instance, every day checked my favorite oriental runner, like Caroline Olsen in Swedish top runner, and what they do in the training and in the world, what held in a wonderful race. I check them, and it makes me more interested in and make a good improve motivation. And at the same time, I recognize my small daily progress and prize myself for it. So, okay, good job today's running training. And sometimes I had a big mistake in my race, but okay, it's okay. But the other things will go when it did well. So it's my progress. So I confirm the day by day. So it made me more and more skills and good mind. And talking about my balance, for more than 10 years, I am working. I have to work, of course, to get money for trip to Europe several times in a year. Yeah, from Japan to Europe, it's very high, you know. So I decided to work as a full-time job, get full-time job, but I changed my job to secure enough time for training. So maybe Japan is famous for working overtime, but but I found a job short time work, and I discussed my boss a lot. And sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can still hear you.
Okay, bad connection.
Yeah.
The signal doesn't work.
No worries. We can still hear you.
My problem. Looks like my problem.
If the connection is weak, you can turn off the video. It will help in boosting the connection.
Okay.
Yeah. So you were saying
Did it
that
get better?
yes, we can hear you. We last heard that you were having a job switch.
Okay, I'll check some things. So please skip my turn and go ahead as a switch, please.
Okay, no worries. So thank you, Miss Hinako for.
Mhm.
Sorry, you were saying something about you were taking something or what?
Oh, okay, I'm back.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
So
Yeah.
a bit. Okay. So can I keep talking a bit more?
Yes, please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. So I forgot what I was talking. Okay. So I get a good job for orientating, and for instance, 2 years ago, I had a big goal, walk 2023 in Switzerland, and I collected as much as paid leaves, paid holiday, and I could go to stay Europe about 1 month and a half. So it took more than 30 days holiday at once. So yeah, I think it's special things in our country, but if you try to find and search for it, you can get it like this environment. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
I have some questions. Maybe if you don't mind,
Mhm.
can you share with us like what
Mhm.
what job arrangements you have? Like what industry are you in? Finance or uh some
What
kind of
industry?
yeah.
I worked in a TV company, but it's not a hard one. I was just sitting on my front of computer and every day do nearly same things, not difficult.
Okay. Right,
Yeah.
right. And you mentioned that walk is your big goal. Is it
Yeah.
still the same for this year or is it changed?
Oh, yeah, change. Actually, I decided to retire as an international competitor the end of the year last year.
Ah, Okay.
So now I changed my goal, but I still love this sport. So I will run into Eucra next week. So I'm now in Europe.
Oh, nice. Is is it part of a Japanese team that will go to Yukola?
Yeah, it's whole Japanese team.
Wow, that sounds very exciting. Okay, all the
Thank
best
you.
for your preparation, and thank you for sharing with us how you change your work so that you can find the money to travel. All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
I have we just be mindful of time again. So I will move on to Asim. If you could share what keeps you motivated to train, and how do you balance orienteering with other aspects of your life?
I'm motivated by competition and races because after my daily routine, I feel freedom and I have opportunity to train, and I feel better and I feel happy. And
Sorry, I think we lost you in your connections.
I'm motivated by competition and races. I feel freedom and I have to train every day, and it is good opportunity to explore yourself maybe.
Okay, and are you currently working or studying right now?
Right now I work.
Okay. How do
I
you
work.
balance your work with training?
Uh, it is hard, but I like to train and run.
Okay.
Maybe she tell me in our language and I try to translate. Maybe we can see how to explain.
Yes, Asim, you can speak in Kazakh, and then Bola will very kindly
Yeah.
translate for us. So the question is, how do you balance orienteering with other aspects of your life? So if you're working, how do you find the time to actually do the sports? Because it's tough. I understand.
Okay. I try to speak English a little. I have work. I work as a teacher in middle school, and I work before afternoon, and after my work, I have time for my training.
Okay, so you do that every day or every week?
Ты делаешь это каждый день или ты каждую неделю тренировки?
I try to train every day. Of course, I have a rest day.
Okay, got it. And one last question is, what's your goal for the year? Are you aiming for walk, or what's your next goal?
Какая цель у тебя на этот год?
Давайте я на русском скажу тогда. Моя цель поехать в клиник, и у меня есть такая возможность быть участником этой программы, и я хочу поработать с иностранными тренерами и получить этот опыт именно в Финляндии.
Ага. She going to Finland and to get experience and teach from more, how to say, from other countries teachers, and to use this knowledge and to use and give to our sportsmen this opportunity to bring new knowledge from international training. Yeah, she going to Finland and sorry, something that you что будет?
IOF clinic.
Okay. She's studying the IOF clinic. Yeah. А какие цели у тебя в ориентировании в этом году? Sorry, I repeat question because... Yeah.
Цели — это участие в чемпионате мира, потому что есть возможность получить такой опыт.
She want to participate in World Orienteering Championship because they give opportunity to how to compete with famous and how to say famous sportsmen from world. Yeah.
Thank you, Bola, for the translation. I think if you are going to Finland, that's fantastic. You should totally consider also Oringen if you could visit. And as Sondre described earlier in the opening, if you need any assistance, we are here to help you to fulfill those dreams.
Прекрасно. Да. Поняла, да?
Да.
Okay, yeah, I just confirmed she understands.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. Thank you. All right, thank you, the three of you, for those sharing. I will just open it up to the remaining three, Stephanie, Itsuke, and Dimitri. If you have anything that differs of how you balance orienteering with other aspects of your life, maybe just a quick response if you have something that differs from what is shared earlier. Would you like to add on of how do you balance orienteering with other aspects of your life? So quick, open to the floor. Anyone has anything to share from Stephanie, Itsuke, or Dimitri? Itsuke, you have something to share?
Ты будешь на английском говорить?
Okay. Stephanie, you have anything you would like to share of how you balance orienteering with other aspects of your life?
Yeah, I think I'm quite similar to the case with Jason because I'm also still studying, and I just try my best to balance my studies and orienteering trainings and using as much free time as possible to train. Like if I have longer holidays, maybe I'll like go to Europe to do more orienteering. Yeah, just to prepare for like the international competitions.
Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, Dimitri, do you have anything you want to add on?
I have a lot of work as a coach. Coach run and orienteering and fitness club. And I try to train well. In fact, I enjoy doing everything in time.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Looks like your running coach work is very good to help you keep yourself fit and motivated. Nice. Okay, we move on to the next section, which is preparing for major competitions. Okay, so we will hear more from Itsuke, Stephanie, and Dimitri in this section. So we want to just hear from you, the six of you. How are you preparing for your major events? So could you walk with us through like what is a typical training week leading up to a major comp. So major comps, be it jaywalk, be it walk, or anything. All right, and what kind of mental preparation do you do before those races? Okay, if you could share also a bit more of a pre-race routine or ritual, that would be helpful. All right, and lastly is how will you deal with setbacks? Say, for example, you have a missed punch, or you have injuries during the race. How will you manage this? Okay, so the next section is about preparation for championships. We start with Mr. Izuki. Could you provide some responses to that?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I'm training for box this year. Yeah. So my typical training is I'm in Japan. I live in near the mountain, so every day I run the mountain, so get altitude. So yeah, it is very nice training for me. Yeah, and yeah, so it is important to it is important. So yeah, one sorry, difficult to express it in English. So yeah.
You can speak in Japanese. I'm sure
Yeah,
someone
but
can help with the translation.
and most important is yeah, aim for the competition before 1 year. I aimed before the competition, so I make a plan to competition and I training long thing. Yeah, it is important, I think. And mental preparation is I think mental preparation is depend on physical preparations. Because physical preparation goes well. I think my self confidence will be good. So it will be it depends. It made mental preparation more better, I think. So physical preparation is very important to
Get yourself ready.
preparation mental. Yeah, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
and next.
What about your pre-race routine? Do you have any pre-race?
I think don't feel nervous. Yeah, it is important, I think. Yeah, because performance this is the result for in the race. So yeah.
Is there anything that you will do for your pre-race? Maybe
I think that it is this is the result of my work for my race. So I think the reason of this situation and be careful not to do it again, I think.
Okay. So you were saying, sorry I interrupt you, but you were saying about preparing yourself physically more so that you can be mentally prepared. Is that the correct interpretation for you?
Physical preparation is better, I think.
I see. And what kind of distance do you run every day? You mentioned that you live in the mountains, so you run every day. So what kind of distance do you
Sorry?
cover? What kind of distance do you cover in your daily runs?
Uh, 100 kilometer per week
Wow.
average. Yeah. And 2000 elevation
Okay.
again.
Okay. And maybe you could also give us a bit more insight about how will you deal with setbacks. So, for example, if you have injury or you have a very bad race, what will you do differently?
Yeah. Sorry. Say again.
No, I mean, how will you deal with your injuries during a race,
Uh-huh.
and or if let's say maybe if you have a very bad results, so how will you deal with this kind of problems?
I think the important thing is change the mind. So I don't think so much, but it is important to 反省する.
You can speak in Japanese.
Review.
Yeah. Hinako
He
can
tried
help.
to review and
Yeah.
analyze what he did.
Thank you, Hinako.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so we heard from it's okay about 100 kilometer a week. So sounds like a good aim for the rest of us. Okay, maybe let's hear from a different perspective. Stephanie, if you don't mind, could you share with us what's your typical training routines and mental prep before a big race?
Yeah, so I'm happy to train with my fellow squad team members. So we basically have weekly trainings that divides into like physical trainings where we have intervals and like just running sessions, and then some strength and conditioning. And during the weekends, we have like some longer runs and some technical trainings. But because I'm living in Hong Kong, so the terrain is very different from what we're expecting in the international season. So leading up to the races, maybe like several months before or weeks before, we try to like prioritize and travel to that terrain for like learning how to do orienteering in that terrain, to learn the skills and maybe identify some of the weaknesses. Yeah, so in order to prepare for that specific terrain. And for like what I'm going to do like pre-race mentally, I just try my best to picture what I'm going to do before the races, like what I'm going to expect, for example, in the sprint distances, or like what I have to do like during the longer distances in the forest, to like get myself concentrated and prepare for like the competition. And I think the last question is how I deal with my setbacks. And I think it's really important to acknowledge that like we never perform like the best in every competition, and we just learn from those, and they're gonna build up like what we're going to achieve in the future. So I just keep this in mind and try to analyze and learn from them. But instead of being demotivated or like wanting to give up, we just try to learn, and maybe to also discuss it with like my coaches and also my teammates to see how they deal with those kind of problems. And I think it really helps me to like motivate myself to do better at and improving those weaknesses.
All right, thank you, Stephanie. Maybe I just ask a bit more questions of how do you is there a specific routine that you will do to help you get ready for the race? So you mentioned about trying to understand where to be at certain places in time, but is there something special that you will do? Maybe you would like to share with us?
Well, I just try to be quiet for like the last maybe half or like 45 minutes before my race, to really just get a feel of like how the competition is going to play out in my mind. And also just it's quite personal. I just have like a competition playlist that I like to like listen to before every race. Like So to get myself motivated and hyped up before each race.
Okay, that's great. And you mentioned about analyzing and discussing about setbacks. So, who will you go to first? Would it be your team member, or would you go to your coach first?
I think it's usually like at the same time I'll approach my teammates at the finish and also my coach, and because they're always like there at the finish at the arena, and they'll be there for like support and just asking how the race has been, and I'm like oftentimes I'm really happy to share like what I did and to like get instant feedback, and also sometimes I just write them to my like friends or family when I'm like away overseas to like just have some kind of discussion with like a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. So, do you keep like a diary or a log of your performances for yourself?
Yeah, I kind of like write it down somewhere and I'll remember what I did, good or bad.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for sharing. So we have heard some insights about how Stephanie prepares. Let's also move on to our friends from Kazakhstan. So maybe Asim or Dimitri, can you walk with us through what's your typical training preparation for a major competition? Maybe Dimitri will be great to answer this since you are professional in running. So, how will you prepare yourself?
Дмитрий, ты понял? Дима, понял вопрос?
Да. My typical week for competition. 7 day to start. I long boost run.
Okay.
No. No in week gym. Only run.
Mm-hmm.
Two and free day to start. I boost run small boost
Okay.
distance, small boost distance, and 1 day to start. I rest.
Okay. What about mental preparation? How do you prepare yourself mentally before a big race? What do you do?
Влад, подскажи.
Как ты ментально готовишься перед стартом? Что ты делаешь? Можно на русском.
I try not to load my head.
Do you have a special secret that you would do?
Может, ты что-то специальное делаешь конкретно?
Ну, скажите, что стараюсь не загружать голову. Как бы за неделю до старта читаю карты, а за пару дней уже к картам, скажем так, не обращаюсь.
Ага. Before 1 week, he training by card and by map, and 2 days before start, I how to say to try to doing nothing and thinking about anything but not about competition yet.
Okay. Lastly, maybe for Dimitri, do you have a routine or ritual just before the start line, what do you do? What will you do to prepare yourself? So 1 week before, you have you mentioned you were doing a lot of just thinking about the map, nothing else. What's at the start line now? What do you do? What will you do? Yeah.
Sorry, repeat please, Eugene, because I didn't catch what you asked.
Yeah. I asked the question of what will Dimitri do right at the start line? So, say 30 minutes to start. What does he do?
Окей. Что ты вот делаешь прямо вот на старте, вот перед стартом, прямо ты уже стоишь на старте, и что ты думаешь?
Как, о чем я думаю, или именно просто мои... Что я делаю?
Да. О чем ты думаешь и что ты делаешь?
Так, сейчас. One, maybe 2 hours to start. Isaiah is singer Nusha. Russian singer. If I listen to her before the start, I'm bound to win.
Yes,
Sorry.
he listening to music, just not thinking about anything. He prefer the famous in Russian singer Nusha. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Dimitri. Thanks, a good insight. Some training plans. That's good. Jason and Hinako, of course, Asim, do you have something different you want to share of how you would train for a major competition? Something, maybe a quick response of what will you do differently? Let's say about pre-race routine for Jason, Hinako, and Asim.
Yeah, for me it's quite similar, I would say, but like before competitions, like for example a few weeks before, I would try to do something as specific as possible. So for example, towards the walk this year, I will try to do some orienteering intervals at race pace or some race simulations, so that I could get used to physically and technically at that speed and at that techniques. And for pre-race routine, I'll mainly do my normal warm-up so that I could like get my mind and body prepared for the race.
Okay, thanks, Jason. Do you listen to music as well for your pre-race?
Not necessarily. Like usually we have quarantine, so it's also not quite possible to listen to music as well. So I think it's not part of my plan, but sometimes I would.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Please go ahead.
Need to go to work. I'm sorry. It was nice to see everyone, and good luck.
All right, thank you, Dimitri, and hope to see you in a race soon. All the best for your training.
Okay, bye. Thank
you,
you.
Dimitri. Okay, so we are at the part about quick response. So Hinako and Asim, do you have anything special you would like to share about, say, pre-race routine for yourself?
Okay. Almost all parts are similar to the other athlete, but talking about the mental preparation, I always try to accept that nervousness will happen every time. So try to use it positively. For instance, to improve my focus. Feeling nervous, it means I can change it and improve my focus, how to focus. So I use it and I accept the feeling nervous. And talking about the when I get injured and very bad results, until a few years ago, I tended to focus on my results. Athlete means results. It's all I thought as well, but it helps. My thoughts changed a lot. Part of it, Itsuki told me the most important part is not result. We have to check and concentrate on the process. So now I had many experience, bad experience and good experience, both of it. And when I got bad result, all I can do is accept, because what happened can't change anymore. So after that, it's very important things is analyze the process and find value in it. Yeah, find value is very important. This helps my learning and even keep improving the motivation after the setbacks. So I changed my think like that. And one more I wanted to share with you. Okay. I just remembered. I tried to not to have strict routine before the big race, because if I can't follow them, I would get nervous. So I try to make routine that much. But for big race, every time I always make sure to take a plenty of extra time, because if I feel rush, it connects to the bad things. So I take a lot of time to prepare and fitting my shoes or checking my gears. So before about 1 week ago, I checked my a few days ago, I checked my start list and competition detail information, and I try to adjust even sleeping time, and wake up time, and what I eat, about me, and like that I check the schedule and try to adjust what I have to do on the race time. That's all.
Thank you, Hinako. I think the most useful advice you have shared is about accepting your result. And I will just say in front of everyone, I think it's very brave of you in last year's sprint championships, in last year's sprint race in Chiang Mai, you accepted the results. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Sorry, Asim, if you have something to share, would you mind to just type it in the chat box? I would like to move on to one next important question, which is how important is physical conditioning versus technical navigation for orienteering success? Okay, so we open to the 5 of you. Anyone who would like to give a response, maybe you can just give a quick response to this. In your opinion, which is the more, which prioritizes, which is more important? Yeah.
I think that physical condition and technical important.
How will you rank the importance, and what will you do for training? Or okay, I won't ask what will you do, but how will you rank the importance?
Как ты ранжируешь, да, необходимость?
Что еще раз?
Как ты ранжируешь вот эту необходимость? Что ты делаешь?
Окей. Давайте я на русском скажу, быстрее будет.
Да. Okay.
Я стараюсь делать если у меня есть такая возможность, тренируюсь дважды в день, я могу уделить внимание первой тренировке на физическую, точнее, с физическим акцентом, а на второй тренировке я предпочитаю работать по карте, делать разбор, анализ.
If possible, I train 2 times a day. First half a day, I train in physically. Second training, I try to understand the maps and to read maps and the different maps I use for preparing here.
Okay, so the question is which is more important. So if you could give a score, which is the more important one, physical or technical navigation, in your opinion?
Окей. Что важно, на твой взгляд, все-таки
Да, я
физически?
поняла вопрос.
Ага.
Я считаю, что эти два компонента важны одинаково.
The important both.
Okay, thank you. All right. Any differing opinions from the remaining four of you? Anyone would like to share which is more important, or do you have a score for it?
Yeah, I would say it really depends on, first of all, it depends on people. So, like you can be physically a lot better than technical part, then you should work a lot more on the technical part to improve. So I think there has to be a balance between both as well, so that you don't let the physical part lead the race and then you make many mistakes, which doesn't that help. And I think it also depends on the terrains and the courses. Maybe in sprint orienteering, it's more of the physical conditioning. It's a bit more important than the forest races. So yeah, there are so many factors, so it's hard to say. And I would also say that the mental part is also important. It's usually quite underrated, but it would affect the performances a lot.
Okay, so the answer is still both is important. Anyone has a different opinion from the panelists? No? Okay, let's move on to the next very important question also is what common mistakes that you see new orienteers make, and how do you think they can avoid them? So the five of you have participated in many international events. So what will you advise young orienteers, young athletes? Some of them are in this call. What do you see them doing, and what can they do to prevent it from happening? Right. So anyone would like to start first? Maybe Stephanie.
Maybe I can start.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think it's hard to generalize, but I would say like mastering the basics are very important. So like using the compass and identifying the features, and then I think if you get very good at the basics, it's much harder to make like big mistakes. So I think it was one of the important part, and how to avoid them or improve. I think the most important part is to like do a lot of analysis after the race, so that you know what are the weaknesses and what are the problems to improve. And it really depends a lot on different people as well.
Okay, thanks, Jason. I was going to call for Stephanie because we haven't heard from her in a while. So, any comments to add on, Stephanie?
Yeah, I think for me personally, I think do not be afraid of like making mistakes or getting lost in the forest, especially it's like some kind of mistake that I made in the past is like to be afraid of getting lost and maybe to feel demotivated, because I think you really learn a lot from like making a lot of mistakes or like experiencing how to like handle these kind of problems, and because that you remember what or how you deal with it, and then you can apply them in your competitions. And I think even though someone told you like you have to do like some kind of technique with your compass or how to do certain things, it's the most important thing is that you have to really do it yourself once. So I think learning by yourself with some kind of assistance from maybe your coaches or your peers is important. So I think the most important thing is that really don't be afraid of making mistakes while you orienteer.
Thank you. That's very golden advice. What about our friends from Japan? Any things that you have spotted new orienteers making, and how can we avoid them? Izuki or Hinako, if you could share, what's your
Yes.
observations?
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to talk. Yeah. I think I live in Japan. Someone think orienteering is only navigation sport, so I think they don't run don't so hard. I think so. It is not good because orienteering sport is time sports. I think. Yeah, we compete from start to finish. I think so. Running in forest fast it's important. I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Hinako, just now you were going to speak. What's your observations about common mistakes by orienteers? Okay, we might have lost her. Okay, so any other comments from the panelists regarding common mistakes that you observe new orienteers making? So we have heard from some comments of mastering the basics and not being afraid, and also really preparing yourself mentally. So those are good advice. Hinako, you're back. Just now you were going to speak. The question was what are
Sorry,
common...
I lost the connect.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. So the question is, what are some common mistakes you spot new orienteers making?
Okay. Can I speak a lot? Okay. I answered this simply. Talking about, can I talking about the beginner orienteer? Okay.
Yes.
Many beginners look at the map too much because they thought orienteering is using map sport, right? So, but what do you do? Your path is in the real forest. So I always told them you have to look up, and more the focus on the what's ahead, what you can see in the front of you, and look at far away. So then you will find what you did it and what where you are. So it's my answer.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for the response from all of you regarding common mistakes. We are moving on to the last question for the webinar so far before we break into Q&A. There are more questions, but I think I will skip some of them to ensure that
Sorry, my phone get tired.
we end on time. Okay,
What's very
so
bad?
the next question that we have is for the panelists is, what do you think the orienteering community can do to better support you and young talent in Asia? So this again goes into your observations of participating in sports internationally, and within your country. So anyone who is ready, you can provide your response to this. And also to the rest of the people in the chat, if you have questions for our panelists, you can type in the chat box. But right now, the question is, for the panelists, what do you think the orienteering community can do to better support your journey and young talent in Asia? So whoever is ready, you can speak.
Maybe I could start first.
Yes.
So what I could think of is that maybe more like centralized training camp could be held like within Asia to like just gather different orienteers from different nations like in Asia to like have trainings together, because I feel like regional wise, like if we could train together and see how we compete against each other more frequently, it's going to have some good competition and to like move forward as a region together. And also I think that it gets the opportunity for different orienteers to like orienteer in different countries and to experience the orienteering atmosphere around Asia and to like push like the level forward.
Thank you. All right. Centralized training frequency. Thank you. Any other comments from our panelists or a different opinion you'd like to add on?
Yeah, I think so too. Gather the necessary training with other member is very nice and nice experience and interesting for younger students, I think. So it is important to support for this point. Yeah, I think.
Thank you, Izuki. Any other comments of how the community can support each other?
Yeah, I think it's a good point that we could have like more training opportunities or more competitions and events so that people can compete with each other and then bring up the level higher. And I think to bring up more young talent is also important to have a like kind of social factor. For example, there are some clubs or some trips that they can go together so that they really enjoy doing orienteering together instead of finding their way their own. So I think it's quite an important factor to bring in more young people, and so that there will be a deeper field and people will become more competitive in orienteering in Asia.
Okay, thank you, Jason. Any other comments? The idea of the centralized training is always something on our mind. I think the next part is how we should organize it. That will be something to think about, right? But that's not for you to worry about now. It's more for organizers. We can take this offline. All right. So, any other comments for our panelists? What do you think the community can do differently to support your journey? No? Okay. Last thing that I just got a message from someone is for the panelists, if you could leave just one message for young people or the global community that's watching this, what would it be your closing comments for them? Okay, so the five of you, maybe you can prepare your answers and provide your response for aspiring orienteers watching this video. So maybe since we haven't heard from Asim, maybe you can start,
Can I-
Asim. Yeah, Asi, maybe you can start. What's your message for aspiring orienteers watching this webinar?
Maybe believe and enjoy in your journey in orienteering.
Okay, thank you. Believe and enjoy. That's short and sweet. Okay, Hinako, you were saying something. So maybe you can provide your response. What's your message for young people, young orienteers watching this?
Thank you. I guess everyone want to say a kind of same things. So I'd like to say something at first. Okay. If you love something, you can give your best for it. It's my I think it's very important. So I hope everyone you will discover more passion and fascination in orienteering. That's all.
Thank you, Hinako. Anyone, the three of you remaining, what's your message for aspiring young people watching this?
Yeah, it's quite similar to SM. So just believe that you can do it, because sometimes it seems very far. For example, the Europeans or interiors might seem very good, but just like put in the work and step by step, and it's sometimes you will find out that you could reach somewhere you believe that it's not possible, but you could actually reach it. But yeah, most importantly, it's to enjoy orienteering and enjoy the process of training.
Nice. Thank you, Jason. It's okay. Anything that you want to share? What's your message for young people?
Yes, I think all orienteer of the world is good and kind and nice, I think. So if you want to see or help, you can you say in SNS and get opportunity and move is important, I think. Yeah, I want to say.
Okay. Thank you. You have something to add on?
What I could think of is like similar to others, that you have to believe in yourself, and at the same time, I think throughout my journey, I'm really grateful that people around me are quite supportive, especially my family. So I think that even though like orienteering seems like an individual sport, it's always there's always someone around to motivate you to like maybe do trainings together and to maybe achieve similar goals together with you. Like for example, like teammates together maybe want to like have some similar goals. And I think it's really motivating, like to do like the sport together, to train together, and to achieve something together, like as a group or maybe as a team. Yeah.
Thank you, Stephanie. That's good advice. Work together as a team. That's good advice. All right. So thank you for everyone. We have come to the conclusion of the questions that I'm posing for panelists. I will just take maybe 5 more minutes. We open to the floor. If any of the participants in this call, you have any questions you want to ask, can I get you to type in the chat box? And then I will direct them to the correct person to answer them. All right, so we have heard from our panelists and their responses so far. Okay, there are actually more questions that I would love to ask, but it will stretch too much of their time. So I now spend the last 5 minutes. We open to the floor. If any of you that are watching, there's a good 47 of you watching this webinar. If you have some direct questions or clarifications you want to ask, feel free to type it in the chat box for the panelists to answer them. All right. At the same time, for the panelists, while our friends or other audiences are getting their responses, maybe one question that I have is maybe if you have a piece of advice, let's say we review the younger you, maybe at 9 or 10 years old when you just started off, or for some of you, what's something that you wish that you had, or some kind of advice that you had when you were just starting off orienteering? So the panelists, if you have something that you want to share, please feel free to share in response to the questions. All right. You can just speak out as we wait for responses from people that are watching the webinar. Okay, so we have one question from someone. It's from the to the panelists. Is any comments to coaches who are in charge of your youth team? So this is maybe also related to my earlier question about piece of advice to someone or you will have for people when they first start off. So maybe we can pair it together and you can give a response from the panelists, the 5 of you. The question here is, do you have any comments for your coaches or advice for your coaches when you first start off, or something like that? Any quick responses?
For me, I think the most important thing is to let the young people or those new to orienteering to enjoy it. That's the most important thing, so that they could really have fun in orienteering and then try to improve in their way, and just in general, just to because I think the motivation comes from yourself to improve instead of coming from the coaches or from others who try to force yourself to improve. So I think the most important thing is to let them to enjoy the process of volunteering.
Okay, thank you. Any things to add on for that first question about comments to coaches? Nope. Okay, we have another question is how to balance nutrition in food intake and activity level. Wow, that's a tough question. Quick responses, please. Anyone, if you could just give 2 sentences response will be good. How do you balance nutrition and your activity? Any advice for young people that is in this call? Maybe Stephanie, you want to share? How will you balance nutrition?
Yeah, so I think orienteering is also a kind of endurance sport, so it's really important to balance the nutrition as well as activity level. So for me, I think usually I just try to eat as much as possible, especially in between trainings and right after trainings, because I think food is important for recovering, and try to have a balanced diet, to have enough carbs for the endurance you needed, and also the protein that you need for recovery, and also just to try to stay hydrated throughout the day, instead of just gulping a lot of water maybe at the end of the day, or just drinking when you're thirsty. Yeah, so basically that's it. And activity level, and it's also important to listen to your body, because if you don't, you'll get tired, and in the end just maybe injure yourself if you overtrain too much. Yeah, so basically it's just to see how your body feels and to adjust and adapt to the trainings and the competitions that you like play along.
All right, thank you. Any other comments for nutrition? No. Okay, last question. Some advice and tips to help with having good map contact. Wow. Okay, this is rather technical. What's your advice to help with good map contact? Maybe Hinako, you could share. What's your advice for having good map contact?
Me, map contact. Okay, it's one of my poor skill. I'm still unstructured about it, but the important thing is not to try to lead. Be instead of reading. Be with the map. Always, the perfect situation is always with map. So it told me when I participate in the IOF camp, the really top runner showed me how to make map contact and how often and how to check. And I saw it is not leading, running with the map. So they always check the forest and the map at the same time and again and again. So I can't do it natural, not yet. But if I have some give some advice, I'd like to say be with the map.
Okay, thank you. Be with the map.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any advice from the remaining people, panelists? What's your advice to having good map contact? Any secret recipe?
Yeah, I think it mainly comes from practice and a lot of experience. So I think like when the map contact is not as good, just to slow down and to make sure you are certain where you are and look for more features to confirm where you are. So I think like controlling your orienteering speed is very important to have good map contact. And of course, if you want to speed up the map reading, it's a lot on practicing and having a lot of experience on different terrains. So yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, so slow down. That's good. Good advice. Anything differing for Stephanie and Itsuki? And Asim, any things that you want to share regarding map contact? No? Okay, so with that, I think this concludes this first webinar. I think it's very fruitful, 1 hour, 30 minutes. Sorry, we overtime a little bit. Some of us are very enthusiastic about questions. I thank, firstly, the panelists, 6 of you, for taking time off. And of course, the remaining people in Asia, thank you for participating fervently for this. If you enjoyed this experience, if you want to do more about hearing more from our athletes, please drop me a message and we can see how we can organize a second webinar to just have more conversations. Bearing in mind that one of the key themes that we talked about just now was about having more connections, having more centralized training. So perhaps if being physically is not possible, perhaps we could do something about in online. All right. So can I get everyone that is in this call? You can just use your reactions button and give a thumbs up or type in the chat box to thank our panelists and of course Sondre himself for taking time to organize this meeting. So we thank each other virtually with this time. All right. So with that, we conclude tonight's meeting. or webinar for the athletes insights. All right. Let's do the claps. We can't be clapping now, so let's just do a virtual clap for each other. All right. Thank you. All right. So that's all for tonight. Thank you. Those who were in the call, thank you for your time. And of course, panelists, thank you for taking time off to be part of this. Hopefully, your advice will go a long way to construct young developments in Asia. Okay, so see you in the next race. See you in the next webinar. Thank you. I'll be around if you want to speak more. I will be happy to moderate.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Pola. Thanks for helping to translate.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for athletes and Eugene for nice moderation.
Thank
you
Shin.
very much.
Always.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And bye.
Thank you, Pola. See you next time.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for a good time.
Thanks,
I very
Hinako.
enjoyed it.
No worries. All the best for Yukola. Sorry. Yeah, Yukola.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yukola.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the best.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you.